stop buying fake weed and stop buying fake carts. What is up, everybody? King Vic here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about fake/synthetic weed and fake THC carts. So I have a little bit of experience with this because in the past I've got burnt, you know what I mean? And that's mainly because, you know, you just try to rush and you just want to fucking get high and shit, you know, let's just be honest, you know? Most of the people who are buying like the fake carts and all that stuff, we'll start off with the carts. Most of the people who are buying like the fake carts are probably like high schoolers, young kids and shit, people who necessarily either just don't have the necessary income to afford the carts, or just people who, you know, can't go in dispensaries. But mainly, I would say it's because, you know, people are just really cheap, you know what I mean? Like, and I get it though, because smoking weed and all that stuff and blazing, it's a fucking expensive ass habit that like a lot of people don't understand until you get older type shit, because it's all fun and games when you're with your friends and you're younger. You know, you got like four people can each throw $10, you know, that's fun type shit, you know, you're all smoking in a group. But when you get older and shit, you realize when you gotta smoke for yourself and you gotta grab your own shit, you're like, damn, this shit gets expensive. Because it's easy when you got a friend, you guys go half on a pack of rollies and half on a pack of a sack. But when you buy all that shit yourself, realizing like, yeah, this shit really turns expensive. So with the carts, like, the main thing I don't get, like, I understand, well, I don't want to say I understand, but main thing I just really don't get is the fucking, like, you guys should know these carts are fake though. Like, first of all, if you have a cart and you have concentrate and all that stuff, you're actually a brand and you're trying to build yourself up, don't get me wrong, yeah, there are companies that start out backdooring and stuff, but eventually that's not the way to go, because you want to be officially licensed. You want to be able to make money off of your fucking name, essentially, like, you know what I mean? So when it comes time to do those negotiations, say if you wanted to just sell off your company, you can do that because it's an official company, you have the licenses and all that stuff. You know, all your product is tested and also third-party tested, you know? And I think people don't understand the importance of testing the products, like how important that is, how they third-party test it, and they test it sometimes. You know what I mean? If they third-party test it, that's just that's an even plus, because third-party tested means they simply go get tested, and then on top of that, they took a third party who they either funneled them to them and it was like, hey, we need you to test these out, or it could have been an inclusion on the original testing. But if something's third-party tested, guaranteed, you know, it's definitely legit, you know. And if anything goes wrong, you have your receipt, you have everything, you bring that shit back. If you buy something from a dispensary and it gets you fucked up, that's just a lawsuit waiting to happen. And you can fucking own the dispensary. Shit, you sue them. Nah, that's your damn dispensary. So trust me, these dispensaries are not just gonna be selling fake shit, because that's the easiest lawsuit waiting to happen. That's easier than fucking somebody speeding on a green light, you know, speeding on a red light and you getting hit, like, you know what I mean? But so essentially the fake carts, you see like all the stupid, like, what's it, like the Mario carts, like, but you can tell like that's for kids and shit, like stupid shit. Like, why do you really think Nintendo would associate Mario with weed? This probably billion-dollar fucking company, why would they associate a fucking video game character with weed? That's a family-friendly character that's related to Nintendo. Why would they put him on a weed cart? Just think about that for a second. Scooby-Doo too, like fucking Superman. Like, why the fuck would there be a cart called Superman? Like, Superman is a fucking hero. He's known for saving people and doing the right thing. Like, there's not even a mention of fucking drugs in Superman, I don't think. So why the fuck, in God's name, excuse me, would there be a Superman cart, a Mario cart, all these stupid little carts that you guys see, Banana Kush Cherry? Like, what the fuck is a Banana Kush Cherry? Like, why would you even want to smoke some shit like that? You should already know it's definitely gonna be some sprayed down shit. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna digress from that for a little bit. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm actually smoking on right now. So right now, you guys will probably be able to zoom that in. If not, just like pause the video and stop it. But you can see all my shit is official real. But this is Bubble Bath. And I'm gonna read some of this off for you. So the TAC is 22.60. The terpenes is 2.30. So just me saying the terpenes are 2.30, you should be like, holy shit. Yeah, just believe this shit's gonna get me fucked up. Then the THCA is 19.0. The D9 is 0.41. CBD 0.0. I try to get stuff with less CBD in it, even though CBD could be good too, especially for me and shit. Because when I work out or when I go to play ball, sometimes after you come back from the shower or your little massage, smoke something with a little bit of CBD in there. Shit, that shit'll get you right. It'll definitely have you feeling better. But yeah, and this, as you can see, this product was tested for contaminants, and there were none in there. You see what I'm saying? Everything's been tested. It was tested on 2/25/23, and it was packed on 04/1923. So that gives you an idea. This thing took about a month and a half to test. You see what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. This weed that I'm smoking was being tested before anybody even smoked this shit. It was being tested for like a month to make sure it was fine to go. There's no contaminants. There's nothing in here that's gonna harm me. Like, because if there was, I can literally bring this back with my receipt if I was to go to the hospital, and I can sue the fuck out of them, because apparently on here it's saying there's nothing tested on here. So if I was to smoke this, something was to happen to me, I have my receipt, I have all my proof of purchase, I can bring this back, and that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. So, but basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is just stop smoking fake shit and just go to the dispensary. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, don't go to the dispensary, man, you're gonna get taxed, Like, I would rather get taxed than smoke some fucking pesticide pack or some fucking fertilizer pack or some fucking green. I mean, because that's all people are selling out here. Like, people, because that's the thing. Everybody swears that and actually, cheers, everybody. I'm actually gonna light up some of this bubble bath. Let's start this. Light this up. This is the bubble bath number 70. Oh yeah, I don't think I told you guys the THC percentage. So THC is about 25%. So I would probably say like 22% THC. And sometimes with the THC, you don't want to directly believe that, but yeah, man, definitely don't want to be on that too much. Like, the terpenes on this are pretty damn good. Yeah, this smokes pretty good. But back to what I was saying. I would advise, I'd rather you, because I know, this is the thing. Everybody wants to smoke the carts because the carts, they're more discreet, and you know what I mean? It's a little bit more discreet, and you can do your thing. You can pretty much like smoke anywhere essentially, right? If you have a cart, you know? But I tell people, like, if you're gonna smoke a fake cart, you're better off just smoking some flower and just being super secretive about it. Or just smoking flower and just doing what the fuck you want to do, because like at the end of the day, people are gonna judge you for smoking anyway. So if you're one of those guys who's like, oh, I gotta hide my shit, it's like, whatever, dude. Like, but I would definitely advise against doing that shit. And the main reason why, and I know when you're in high school and shit, it's just like, oh, you're paying $25 for a fucking pen. I'll actually show you guys my pen. But what I would say is, don't do that shit. Just go buy some flour, bro. You're better off just going to go buy some flour, because at least with the flour, you have an idea of what the fuck you're gonna be getting. Because like, if you just buy a random one of those stupid Mario carts or one of those stupid carts off somebody, You don't know what the hell's in here. So, as you can see, this is what your cart should look like. I'm gonna put it a little bit closer and put it towards the camera, but your cart should be looking like this. See that? You see how like at the top it looks like dark and it goes towards like the middle is light, and you see that bubble right there, and you see how flip it upside down, no matter how close I put it, nothing's moving in there. Like nothing's moving in there. And I'm doing this video because I just see so much people smoking fake shit, and they're like, yo, I'm fucking zooted, bro. This shit got me smacking. And I'm like, nigga, you smoking fucking pesticide, bro. Like, you're fucking, that's the thing with these kids. That's why they're like, yo, I'm telling y'all, because this generation of kids, y'all gonna be fucked up, bro. Y'all really smoking pesticides, bro. Like, this generation, I guarantee you, you go to any high school, I guarantee you they have so much vitamin E acetate in their fucking lungs. Like, if there was a doctor to go to any high school, like, hey, we're just gonna check kids, I guarantee you about 70% of them have vitamin E acetate in their fucking lungs off of smoking those fake carts that they paid $20 and they want to smoke Delta 9 and nicotine. Like, what? Like, what the fuck? The reason why I can say this is because in the past, I've smoked some trash weed. But the thing is, I knew it was trash weed. You know what I mean? These kids right here, they're so, these people, some of these people and some of these plugs are just so in denial. Like, they'll buy one of those carts and they're like, yeah, like, especially like the glows, the fried, those are all fake. That's all fake shit, bro. Because one of the first carts that I got was a glow cart. So, and I'm gonna tell you, and I knew, and this is crazy too, and the reason why I could mainly say this, because, okay, I'll put it like this. I bought a glow cart, and I thought like, holy shit, this is like God's gift right here, bro. Like, I'm probably never gonna smoke a blunt again, because when I bought the glow cart, the cart was $20. Then the dude, he was selling, he asked me, do you smoke? And I was like, yeah, because he was an employee. He was just working at like retail or whatever. He was like, you smoke? He was like, yeah, yo, hit this. I'm like, what is that? He's like, oh, it's just some weed. And I'm like, hit it. I was like, yo, this shit ain't bad. You know, it was actually the first hit, because like I haven't fucking really studied with concentrates in that time in a long time when I was doing that. So, you know, those first couple of hits got me, and I'm like, yo, I'll take one of those. And he was like, yeah, bro, you know, I usually sell them for 20. He was like, no, I usually sell them for 30. I'll give it to you for 20. So I took it for 20. Then I was thinking like, yo, how do I smoke this? He's like, oh, I can give you a battery, you know, but you can pay me back later on that. You know, I'm like, okay, cool. He gave me the pin, the battery, and I'm thinking like, yep, I'm good. And I'm off to go. Started smoking that shit. And like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was chiefing the fuck out of that pin. Cause I'm like, yo, this shit is the wave, bro. Like, I don't smell like weed, but I'm high as shit. And I'm thinking like, yo, this is God's fucking gift right here, bro. I see why these fucking kids were going, but mind you, this is like, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm like, yo, I see why people are on these vapes. Cause I was one of the guys who's like, yo, I'm never using vapes. I don't give a fuck. This is what I do. Like, you know what I mean? But did it. And that shit was hitting, smacking. And you know what's crazy? By the second day, day 2, I remember I was at work and I'm on lunch break and I'm hitting that shit. And I'm like, hitting it, and I'm like, my fucking head's like starting to hurt a little bit. And I'm like, oh shit. And I went up to him, I'm like, yo, what do you be hitting that shit? Does that shit make your head hurt? He's like, oh yeah, a little bit, but you know, it'd be like a head high. Then I took it upon myself. I'm like, you know what? I'm about to search this card up. Searched the card up, glow extracts. It took me to the website. I'm just happy that I'm an intellectual thinker, because most people, they would have just seen the website, oh, it's official. So I seen the website. I'm like, okay, they got a website. But my main thing was like, I need to see somebody actually smoking this, because this product is dope. So I'm thinking in my head, like, this is a dope product. So there's gotta be somebody on YouTube talking about this shit. Like, there's no such thing as, oh, the plug got these carts set up for the low, and like there's got to be somebody else in the world that knows about these or anything. Went on YouTube, watched a video about them shits. Fake. And I wanted to, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I wanted to be the guy who's like, no, they're not fake. They're not fake. These carts are not fake. You just don't know what you're talking about. You just got a wrong batch. You know, and I tried to look for everything under the sun saying that these carts were real. Like, and every time it would be, nope, they're not real. They're fake. They have vitamin C acetate. I used to be like, no, it was only some of them are cut. You know, I was on the side of defending these motherfuckers that these carts are real. And this is why, the main reason why I'm making this video of like, stop smoking fake shit, because on a short period of time, I was on the side of like, yo, this shit is real. What y'all talking about? And it's not until I went to the dispensary one day and I was smoking that shit before I went in, right? Guess what? You know how you go to dispensaries? Some of them will have a security guard outside to check the ID, right? So I went up there, I was smoking my shit, and the security guard's like, oh, what's up, man? He's like, yo, you smoking glows? And I'm thinking like, oh shit, people do know about those. He's like, yo, bro. But the way how he said it, it was like kind of like in a concerning way, like, bro, you smoking glows? But I caught on a little bit late, and I'm like, yeah. And he's like, bro, you gotta be careful with that, bro. And I'm like, oh shit, these shits are fucking fake, bro. What am I doing right now? He's like, yeah. He's like, bro, them shits ain't real, bro. And he even told me a story about, yo, wow. He was saying about how his friend had one of those, and dude ended up in the fucking hospital because he was greening out. And he was like, bro, you could be smoking literally anything right now, bro. He was like, bro, I ain't trying to tell you what to do or how to smoke, but don't smoke that shit. And like when he said that, like I felt that shit. Like, and I'm like, this is a dude who doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. Security, all he does is check IDs. Like, what the fuck does he care? He's not making money when they go in there and make their product. Why would he care about what I'm smoking? So that was concerning to me, and I'm thinking like, damn, these shits really might not be real, bro. Cause like, this is a security guard who's just doing his job, and he didn't have to come up to me and tell me like, yo, that shit that you smoking is not real. But that was dope of him to do that, bro. Cause like, then I went in there too, and just to clarify, I went up to one of the manager. I was like, yo, is your manager around? He's like, yeah. He was actually, it's funny because he was actually freaking right behind the person I was talking to. He's like, oh, he's right there. He was like, yo, I need you to do me a huge favor. Would you be able to tell me if this is real or not? Opened it, gave it to him. He was like, yeah, bro, don't smoke that. He was like, don't smoke that. I'm like, yeah, okay. And that's when I knew, I'm like, holy fuck. That's when I knew. He kind of gave me a breakdown. He was like, yeah, those carts, people just put anything in those. And he was like, you see how thick that is? And he showed me one of theirs. He's like, you see, he compared it, and I was like, oh my fucking God. That's all I needed was a comparison. When he compared the two, I'm like, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. I was over here smoking boof, fucking thinking I'm the shit. But I'm happy, like I realized it this, like the second day, literally, like, but I ain't gonna front, because most people were front, like, oh, I don't smoke that shit. I was chiefing the fuck out of that shit the first day, but I think that's why. But I'm happy I was, because by the second day, I knew it was fucking fake, because I'm like, yo, something is up with this, like, because it was like you're getting the high, but you're not getting the high that you want. So it was just really weird on my end, like. But then, yeah, so the dude, he told me that, and then he actually gave me a deal on one of the vapes. He's like, yeah, I can get you some vapes. And so I bought a vape, Benz, pretty much not exactly this one, but something like this, 0.5 grams, bought it. And bro, from that day on, I was just like, yeah, never smoking I'm never buying a street cart a day in my fucking life, ever again. And like, you know what I mean? And this dude had some other ones too. That's why I say, because he had like the Mario Karts, and the ones that caught my eyes were the glows, because those looked at like, because I had a feeling, it was weird, because when he was showing me like the other one carts, I just had a feeling like, yeah, that shit don't look real. Like with fucking Mario and all those stupid characters on it, like that just wouldn't happen. Like no fucking company's gonna put their mascot with weed and like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. There's so much business, because they would be losing out on sponsors. Like, fucking Mario and shit. Like, you think Nintendo's gonna associate themselves in the public with weed and that's just not, it doesn't make any sense. Like, Mario, fucking Scooby-Doo, all those are household names. Like, Family Guy, like, they're not gonna put a fucking SpongeBob on a weed pack. It's just stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Barnacle Kush. Like, it's just, yeah, it sounds cool, but it's like, you know, it's fake. Like, and then also too, so the weed, that's why I say stop smoking that, is because I had this, there was this one dude, he was selling weed. And it was like one of those days after work, you know? You're on work, so you probably got like an hour or two left, and you're like, okay, I got a little bit of bud, but I need some bud because the next day I had a day off. And I'm like, anybody who smokes and works and knows, like, the last thing you want to be doing on your day off is like worrying about catching weed and getting weed from somebody. You'd rather get that shit on the day that you have off before, the day that you're working before. So I'm like, as soon as I get out today, I want to go and grab something. But the thing is, he wasn't answering his phone, and I'm thinking like, oh, he's not answering. Shit, he might, because mind you, this is like, I got off around like 8:30, and it was about like 6. So I'm thinking like, oh shit, he's not answering. But the thing is, when I got home, I just wanted to burn. I just wanted to have my shit. I didn't want to have to go home and sit around and wait for him, like, you know, have to call, because usually I have to sit around and wait. I just wanted to have my shit and be ready, smoke, do what I had to do. But I had a feeling he wasn't going to be around, so I was like, you know what? So I was working in the downtown area, so you know what? I'm gonna go in the park and see who's in the park, see if anybody, because usually people in the park, they would have weed. You know, any city you go to, like a New York or Chicago or LA, like, you know, they'll have, so you have certain people who's just selling weed, selling drugs and shit, which I'll tell you right now, don't buy that shit, because this is gonna lead to the story. So yeah, I took a chance. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna save these people for a last resort. Cause you know, you always see them, they'll be like, yo, I got weed, I got that loud. I'm like, yeah, that's good. I'll save you guys for a last resort. So this is that day that I needed a last resort. So I decided to walk over there, you know, I'm over there, and it's like, okay, I see about 3 people who usually always saying they got weed. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna see what they really got, right? So I go up there, damn. First person's on, he's like, yo, what's up? And I'm like, yo, you got any bud for sale? He's like, yeah, what you got? He's like, what are you trying to get? I'm like, it depends on what kind of weed you got. He's like, yeah, I got that Zaza. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, fuck out of here. Anybody who fucking is referring to weed as Zaza, I'm not buying that shit. Like, what do you think I am, a fucking high schooler or something? Like, calling weed Zaza? Are you, bro, I grew up in the fucking 2000s, bro. Like, who the fuck calls weed Zaza? I don't call that shit that shit. Nigga, this shit is either tree, weed, loud, or gas. Like, all that new Zaza talk y'all be talking, that's that new millennium shit. We don't talk like that, sir. Like, so if you over here have to, and that's another thing, but before I say that, but yeah, first dude he was sharing, I'm like, let me see what they got over there, you know. Other dude, so essentially I just went to the other dude. He seemed to have some good shit, and it was just like, but you know what's crazy? Second dude, he had some decent shit, but the main reason why I was kind of pissed was because I opted on buying some of his weed that was in a fucking one of those stupid bags, you know, like those fucking stupid K2 bags. I don't know why till this day I bought that shit, but you know what I think it was just that there was so much in there, and he was selling it was like 30, and it was just so fucking packed. And I should have known too, by the way. He's like, yeah, I got some weed. He handed it to me. This motherfucker just handed it to me. Like, nobody's just gonna be fucking handing over their product. If you got some good shit, you ain't just gonna hand over the whole batch to it. Like, he just gave me the bag. He's like, yeah, open that shit, smell that shit, type shit. I'm like, should have known the red flag. So I'm smelling it. Smell like weed a little bit, but the main thing that got me was just the amounts of it. I'm like, yo, this is gonna last me probably like two and a half days. So I'll be good for 2 days with this for 20. He was saying like 30. I was like, I'm getting this for 25. In my head, I was like, I'm already getting this. I'm getting this for 25. Like, this man, he needs money. You out here, bro. I know because I seen you out here when I was on my way walking to work, which was because that's the day I did like I was working from 12 to 8. So I seen you out here from like 11, and it's now like 8. So you need the money, my guy. Because if you was making money, or if you made your money, you probably would have been set up shop. And plus I know because this nigga had mad products, so I know like, yeah, he needs the money because he wasn't selling shit. Like you got bags full of weed, you got all this shit in there. So I bought it. In a nutshell, I ended up buying that bag, thinking everything was good. Got to my location, rolled the fat one too, because I'm like, there's some shit in here. So I rolled the fat one because, you know, and usually at that time I was rolling like 0.5 in my shit. I was stretching the fuck out of my shits. But like I rolled the fat one and like did simply one of these, light it like that shit. I'm about to put this out, but rolled it, lit it, sparked it. You know, first couple of hits, you get in the honeymoon phase of the blunt, smoking it, and it's just, I'm just smoking, and I'm realizing like, I'm just smoking. So like, probably like 2 minutes in, I'm just not getting nothing. I'm talking about like nothing. Like, yeah, the smoke's coming out, but like, and I'm taking like some fucking big ass chiefs, and like nothing is just happening. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? I got all this weed. And I'm like, and I fucking purposely did this, and I'm like, I'm worrying because I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry about weed for the next 2 days, so I'm good, right? I don't have to worry about calling nobody or getting nobody else up. And it was just fucking terrible, bro. Like, come to fucking find out in the long run, it was pretty much some fucking sprayed bullshit that, looking back on, fuck that guy. He's a fucking piece of shit. Like, and that's why I don't fuck with that's why I just don't buy weed from the streets no more. Random people, or just the streets no more, bro. Cause like, I did my research that day, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, nobody can't tell me shit about cannabis. Like, that's why when motherfuckers be saying like, yo, my plug got this. I'm like, man, your plug ain't shit, bro. Like, can your plug tell me how much the percentage of terpenes that's in his fucking weed right now? Cause I can tell you everything about these bad boys right here. I'll actually show you guys a fucking couple of notes. As you can see, I'll show you guys a couple of notes. You see, yeah, you see. Can he tell you like the terpenes? And you see, this is fucking crazy too. That's the one. This ain't no like me just putting a nug and showing you the same one. This is all the time, and I just dropped some shit. But as you can see the purple and all that crazy shit in there. And I mean, when I say bullshit, I don't mean like, oh, whack shit, but like bullshit that's gonna get you fucked up. Like, you can see all that bullshit. This is what you gotta graduate to. So you know what I mean? That's why I say like, there's really no need for anybody to be smoking fake weed and all that shit. And that's why I just advise of that shit, man. Just stop. We need to stop doing that shit, man. These plugs out here selling that sprayed shit, pesticide pack, fucking Pine Sol, fertilizer and all that shit. It's just sad to be seeing some of y'all kids out here smoking that shit, and I'm over here smoking my best life, man. Smoking this crazy shit. I got some fucking, I'm gonna do a review too. I got some more videos coming up too, because I got some crazy strands too, like, you know. But yeah, man, I think, and I'll to end this video off too, because we're going into like 30 minutes, so it's getting a little long. But yeah, man, I would just say, in a nutshell, and for a conclusion, just know what the fuck you're smoking. Just know your shit about what you're gonna be smoking. So like, whenever you get enough time, because if you got enough time to call somebody and buy some weed, you should have enough time to do some research on the effects of weed and pretty much how to get yourself high. Because a lot of people don't understand, like, if you want to get high, you have to know how to get yourself high. Like, and people don't understand that. They're like, what do you mean? Like, there are different kind of terpenes that can do different things to your body. What do you want, a sativa? What do you want, an indica? Do you want CBD in your thing, which can help too, because some people need that pain, and that pain relief can spike the levels in your THC, because now you're feeling better. And when you're feeling better, you're looking better, you know? So just do research on what you want to smoke and the levels of what your body might need, and that all comes with trials and tribulations. Like, but with that being said, you don't have to smoke no fake shit. Like, through those trials and tribulations, like what I did, you don't have to smoke no booth, and you definitely don't have to smoke no synthetic weed, because yeah, don't get me wrong, like the harvest season, you know, after August, they go dry, and it's like maybe like 4 times a month when there's like good shit, and the good shit is usually already on its way. So like, unless you're entwined with those plugs, and not even those plugs, but just entwined with those farmers and those growers, it's gonna be, you're gonna have to do your research on getting like the proper shit that you need, man. But yeah, man, King Vic here, and I'm out of here, man. Stay stoned, like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.